Aloha everyone, welcome to Kababayan today. My name is Janelle Sawyer, Kababayan in Los Angeles, where as you know, we have been visiting Hawaii. And here in Hawaii, of course, we can't talk about Filipinos and Hawaii without talking about the beautiful Philcom Center. This afternoon, we're going to be spending our day here as we talk about the history, we talk about Filipino Americans, we talk about Filipino community here in Hawaii. And you know what? The rich history of Filipino Americans here in Hawaii started with only 15 people, a group of Sacadas who sailed here for about a month from the Philippines and landed or docked in Honolulu. And since then, it's been a thriving community, and up to this day, only Hawaii has something like the Philcom Center, a full compound, a full building, which has been built by Bayanihan, the coming together of Filipino organizations and Filipino leaders here. And what better way to start our show this afternoon than by meeting Miss Rose Churma, whom you've met before, Miss Rose, finally in the flesh.
Yes, and it's really nice to have you here at the Philcom Center.
Well, thank you so much. It's a beautiful place, and I know that it wasn't very easy building something like this.
No, it's been a long time. It's been, actually, I got into this in 1996, but it started earlier in 1991, I think, when Lito Alcantara was the president of the chamber, and he created a committee to look into possibility of building a Philcom Center and assigned Roland Casimina to do the task. He wasn't even at that meeting.
Right. Oh,
that's why
he just got assigned.
He just
That's
got
the Filipino way.
Yes. But unknown to Lito, Roland had also seen other centers in the mainland and had thought that perhaps we should have one. And so he was really very happy to take on the task. And from that point on, started preparing for this. And so 1992 was when this was incorporated as a 501c3.
Okay.
Yeah. And since then, he had been talking to different people to share the dream of his. That's why our fighting cry then was building the dream, because it is our collective dream of having a Philcom Center.
And I'm hearing that it wasn't just a simple dream, it was a very ambitious dream.
It was a very, it is a very ambitious
dream. What do you mean
dream.
ambitious? Like big, because it's massive.
Well, for example, we had a strategic planning session, and I know we were looking at, okay, what spaces, what kinds of activities, and it was coming out to like 14 million. And I remember this older lady telling me aside, pulling me aside, saying that, can't you tell these guys, you know, to be more modest, so that then it can happen in my lifetime.
Right.
But it did happen in her lifetime.
In her lifetime.
14 million center.
And you're happy that you weren't modest.
To some extent, because I was telling people, this is, you know, to achieve something, you have to dream.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're going to dream, you might as well dream big, right?
Exactly, which is wonderful. And now we have a lot of interesting facets here, but I guess overall, we've seen, you know, the courtyard everywhere. What is the purpose of the Philcom Center? What are some of the activities that happen here?
Well, when we were envisioning this center, we wanted to be a gathering place, because, you know, we have different organizations, we have different regional groups, but and we always have events such as, you know, the fiestas and all of that. So we wanted something that would be a gathering place, at the same time offer services that the community needs.
Which is what we've been talking about on our weekly segments with Philcom, talking about Healthy Mondays.
Yeah, Healthy Mondays. We have breast cancer prevention for this October.
Yeah, we have Philcom Sundays, where you celebrate Mindanao culture, Ilocano culture, and all that.
Yes, that's right.
And this is also like the hub. So famous people, when they come here from the Philippines, they come to Hawaii.
We want to bring them here. Like, for example, former President Macabal Arroyo came here during 2006, that was her presidency, to bring a lot of the, you know, like the mural that we will talk about later, as well as the other artifacts.
So some of the artifacts here, this one talks about the start of Filipino history here in Hawaii, talks about the story of the 15 Filipinos, the 15 Sacadas. Why were they called Sacada? Sacada, is that an Ilocano term? Or?
I guess it is an Ilocano term. I don't really, but I know that the word Sacada is used in the Philippines when when they talk about farmers.
Farmers, yeah. So magsasaka, sakada, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So
and these are them. What are these, bronze or?
These are paper mache, actually,
okay.
and bronzed, representing the 15 that came, and they're mostly, you know, young. The oldest I think is 56, but the youngest is 14.
Oh, wow.
To come here to check out Hawaii. Some of them stayed, and some of them went back.
And obviously, those who stayed were able to procreate, there's now
Well,
how
see,
many
there's
Filipinos?
like different levels of
immigrations,
immigration.
right,
Yes.
right,
So
right.
these were the
Okay.
first group, and then they talked and recruited some more. Some are from the Visayas,
Right.
from Cebu,
Yeah.
and then in the 60s, that's when a lot of the families started coming because of the family reunification. Yes.
Yeah. And then this one
And
is
they're still coming. Now this one is a replica of Estacada,
okay.
and this was donated by the Philippine government. And the president, Macapagal Arroyo, then came to bring this over to help us celebrate our 2006 100 years.
Right, and
Yes.
this is just one room here at the Philcom Center. Where are we at particularly?
Yeah, this is the, we call it the Flores Ballroom,
Okay.
named after the two individuals who were really behind in making this happen. Eddie Flores Jr. of L&L fame,
Okay.
and Roland Casamina of House of
Oh,
Finance,
okay.
who I hope at some point you will interview as well.
Right,
Yes.
okay. Some pillars of the community
Yes,
here.
they were
and,
committed to get this happen.
And I hear they were very generous with their time, with their treasures in building this dream.
And
right?
their resources and their connections. Yeah.
Right.
That's why I think the last few years, there's two ballrooms here. This is the first one. This is Flores Ballroom. The next one is the Casamina Ballroom, named after them.
Right,
So it will
exactly.
be in perpetuity. You know, their achievements and their contributions to the Philcom Center will always be noted.
And that is why I am so excited, because there's a lot of facets to this place. And as we take the tour of the Philcom Center, we're also going to be learning more about ourselves. Like what I always say here on the program, if we don't know our history, then we don't know ourselves. The only way to know ourselves is to know our history.
That's right.
And when you're ready, after a few reminders, we'll be back for more for you. Don't go away.